Here we have a new 2024 Nissan Kicks. This one comes in the S trim level, so the base model. Fresh powder is the color, and then we have the charcoal cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, and that's mated to the Xtronic CVT. So as you come around to the front end here, just halogen headlamps. Still like the design, and I like the chrome. Actually, it looks pretty good on here with the gloss black for the front fascia on this base model trim. So a pretty good look there. And I really like these wheels, even though they're steel wheels. These are gonna be 16s, but I love the wheel cover there. It looks like a real wheel. So as we come around to the door panel here, we do get one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front, which I like, and then regular power windows for the back, rear window lock, power door lock controls, power mirror controls, and we still have blind spot monitors here. So it's nice that we get all of this again in the S trim level. And I even like that kick plate there. We can open the fuel door there, hood release, blind spot monitor toggle, lane departure warning toggle, and the parking sensor toggle is there. And the rest of this is for the gauge cluster menu, traction control, and then the forward collision alert. Now for the steering wheel, it's manual tilt, and we can telescope. And then here we have a 6-way manual driver seat. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So before we check out the rear legroom, huge shout out to John Roberts Nissan here in Manchester, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Kicks today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking for a vehicle like this in your neck of the woods and you want to get the best price, just make sure you click the link below, fill out that form, and then we'll get somebody to contact you with some of the best pricing in the area. But 31 miles per gallon city, 36 highway. Pretty good for something of this nature here. And the legroom isn't terrible. Again, I'm a taller person. Still have an inch or so above my head. And there's a view of the front from back here. And I like that we have 2 USB-A charge ports here, seat back pocket on the passenger side, grab handle. Let's make our way towards the very back of the vehicle. Child lock is here. You can turn that on or off there. Fuel cap. And there's the back end there. And I like that it's still pretty modern looking, even for, again, the S trim level. And then we have those integrated rear parking sensors to go along with the backup camera. So we just pop the trunk space here. Decent space back here, I think. I always call this the Versa SUV, and there's a spare there. That's really what this is. It's like a Versa in terms of the powertrain, but you get so much space here in terms of cargo space and the additional room you get for the passengers. And I'll show you how the seat folds flat for even more space. Come over here, pull this up, and when the seat's up far enough, it'll fold flat. And you can actually put your, it's a little thing, but it's helpful, your seat belt right there. So when you fold it back up, it doesn't get in the way and you're able to close it, no problem. And then we have a manual front passenger seat here. Glove compartment there, owner's manuals. And then as we come back around to the front, we'll take a quick look in the engine bay. Again, a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. And then your parts content right there if you want to know. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat, take a quick look at what we get there. So vinyl wrap steering wheel, still flat bottom. I like the design. There's the horn there. Hazards are up here. Now this is a 7-inch screen. We get AM, FM. We also have a USB drive for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then we have Bluetooth audio as well. We still get an aux input too. Then your settings are in here. You can adjust your sound settings, your language there. So volume, click that, turn the audio off. You can use that to go through your sound settings or to be in the right menu. So if I'm in the the audio, I can do that and then adjust those on the fly there. Single zone manual climate controls. There's that aux USB-A 12 volt. Backup cameras there. And then for the shifter, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, you have that low gear. You also have the sport mode as well. So in drive, you can toggle that sport mode. You'll see a little S right above that drive there. Then bottle holders are here, handbrake there, center console cubby space. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror there. Lights are here. And then blinkers, high beams. You do get high beam assist still here, so that's nice. And then off, auto. And then you have your intermittent wipers here. So one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency here. And then you have a rear wiper as well. Push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Then volume controls are here. You can go through your track list, radio station presets that way. Voice recognition, Bluetooth. Use this to go through your different sources of audio. And then just standard cruise, so you can turn that on or off there, adjust the speed, and then cancel. So really is the S trim level, everything you need, nothing else really. Push button starts there. Finally, there's the key fob. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2024 Kicks S out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Kicks here, definitely have to just give it a little bit to get it up to speed, but it can do it. But I mean, it's a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder with a CVT. It's no sports car. But in terms of the overall drivability of this, it's very easy to drive, just like the Versa. That's why a lot of people like these. They're not quick, but if you just drive it to the grocery store, things of that nature, you won't have any issues out of it. Easy to park. And then if you do need to take it on the interstate for whatever reason, you get 31 miles per gallon city, 36 highway. So it sips the fuel. And with it being the, like I said earlier, the SUV counterpart almost to the Versa, you get the fuel economy, ease of maintenance, just ease of sticker price, I guess, of the Versa. But then you also have this additional capability in terms of your cargo space and your passenger space. Now for me being 6'3", my headroom is still pretty good with a higher roof line. The seat is relatively wide, so I'm not hanging over at least my bottom isn't hanging over the seat on either side, which is good. And I like having the manual handbrake as well. This S trim really does feel like a base model, but it also feels more like a traditional vehicle as well, as opposed to the higher trim Kicks and some of the, you know, everything's coming with electronic parking brakes nowadays. Everything's just electronic this, electronic that. And it's nice to still have a manual handbrake because it's fun to have, I think. But it's still nice again to have some of the modern features as well, specifically the blind spot monitors. That's a big plus that a lot of manufacturers still try to make you pay extra money for, and it's nice to get this standard on the base model. Now overall visibility is pretty good. I liked how you can still see the hood, but it just kind of like comes up and then slopes down, so it just makes it easier to park. If you just look up a little bit, you can pretty much see the whole front of the vehicle. And it's simple. The car is simple. You have a flat bottom steering wheel here. You still have rear parking sensors. Hit this button over here. You can change the view of the gauge cluster there, depending on what you want to see. I always like this view because I can see the average fuel economy and then the instant fuel economy as well. And then I can still see how much fuel is left in the tank, my odometer, what gear I'm in, all the good stuff, I think. And though it's a a smaller vehicle, it still doesn't feel as small as the Versa. Even that truck that just passed me a little bit ago, I didn't get blown over the road. I really didn't feel it at all. And in the smaller vehicles, a lot of the times that's not the case. But again, this still drives small in a good way. Very easy to control, very easy to maneuver. For the space, I think it's really good, even for taller people like myself. If you are just looking for a bargain car, you don't want to necessarily go up to an Altima. You like the Versa, but it's just a bit snug for you. This is just the perfect way to go. And then just everything is still far enough to not make you claustrophobic, but not too far so you're having to just like take your eyes off the road to get to the radio and stuff like that. Now I'm gonna put in a sport mode. Again, you just grab the shifter. There's a little button on the front there. You can just press that and then it'll put you into that sport mode. Now with this being a CVT, it's not gonna do too much, but it does, it's a little fun, so. We'll go ahead and put in a sport mode here and put our foot down. So not flooring it by any means, but definitely have to give it some to get up. And again, I wasn't flooring it, so it still had more to give, but just rather not. So standard cruise here, it doesn't tell you what speed you're going when the cruise is set, just with this being the S trim. But no big deal. I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this car. They do have a pretty extensive lineup of kicks, S trim, SR, SV, if you're interested in any of those, as well as many other Nissans. Pretty good pricing. They tend to discount off the sticker. But if you're looking for the best price in your area, definitely make sure you check out my link below. We can set you up with a new car quote. And just fill out a little bit of information. It'll take about 30 seconds. Just name, phone number, what vehicle you're interested in. And then we'll have local dealers in the area fight to get you that best price. But with all that being said, this is a decent vehicle, I think, for the money. Long term, if you find something that has a lifetime powertrain warranty, or you can get an extended warranty for a pretty good deal, you won't have to worry about if for whatever reason you think the CVT will go out, the engine will go out. With the CVTs, you always want to make sure that you abide by the manufacturer's, just what they tell you to do in terms of changing out the transmission fluids and, you know, just typical maintenance. Just follow that schedule. But I mean, getting 36 miles per gallon, that might be worth it, as opposed to having something that has a higher displacement engine. There's a blind spot monitor going off there, so you can see that in action. And I just think it's a good car for the money, I think. If you're in the market for something like this, there is a niche market, I think, because not everybody's going to want something this small with that small of an engine. But if you're all about just trying to keep your bills as low as possible, this is one of the better ways to go. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Nissan Kicks in the S trim level.